GameReview.com. GameReview.com.
Every time the beat drop.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Save and Continue. We are coming to you live from the radio studios in lovely New York. It is an excellent, beautiful afternoon, and I am joined by my friend Ryan and Frankie.
Hello.
My name is Kyle. We're coming to you live again from the radio studios, talking about video games, tech, the internet, everything you love, everything you enjoy. And it is July 9th. We are blowing through this month already. We were not here last week.
Nope,
due to some issues. We took a quick hiatus, but we're back, and there are tons of stories. We have a lot to make up on, which is great.
Tell me, please, 'cause I'm in the dark.
You're in the dark? It's been a
Good week, Frankie. It's always a good week. Summer's always great. We're going to start it off because this is actually, again, one of the more
appropriate times to use it. We'll talk about the games we've been playing this week, what's new, what have you been doing. Ryan, you've been playing some new stuff because you actually streamed a brand new game on Tuesday.
I did.
What did you play again?
Dying Light.
Dying Light, which I know you love too. Frankie's
I'm
a fan.
envious. I haven't played it yet, and I really want to play because I was following that game up until release and watched all the videos for it. I'm dying to play it, no pun intended. Sorry.
No, appropriate.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm really enjoying the thought that you're playing that though.
No, it's awesome. I have no idea what to do with everything. Like, I don't know so many different things.
What do you mean? It confuses you?
No, like you have, like lockpicking and making weapons and stuff. I have no idea half the weapons I can make. So I'm just running around the thing, trying to figure these things out, and I'm having fun with it. There's zombies crawling out from under the cars, and I'm kicking them back under till they die. It was just so fun.
We call that a blind live stream. It's when it's just you've never played the game before. It's your first time. That was your first time playing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did you play Dead Island?
For a little bit.
Okay.
Fantastic.
The first one, I thought.
Yeah, because that's the reason why I really wanted to get Dying Light, because I was a huge fan of the first Dead Island. I sunk so many hours into that.
No, great games.
Yeah, that was a fan. We played Riptide a
Bunch 2, the sequel.
which was
Maybe not a bunch. Maybe a little bit.
Dude, go back and watch the YouTube.
I know. We played a couple hours of
At least
it.
8 or 9 episodes. Of that.
Yeah.
We did a decent. We didn't get very far.
Yeah, I didn't invest nearly as much time
No,
in
but
Riptide as I did
we
the
live streamed a
original.
bunch of it. But
Yeah.
it was funny that you brought
That up because because I've been reading so much up on Mirror's Edge Catalyst because that was a. Dying Light borrowed very heavily from Mirror's Edge as far as their parkour movement system. So it was really fun because I only got to watch like 5 minutes of your stream.
I hopped
Into him and he was jumping over buildings and stuff, and like you could literally hop over the heads of zombies if you like time it right, and it
You have
looked.
to get that skill.
Yeah.
You have to use that and go. And then you can either do that, you can slide, you can.
In the same skill tree. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I wasn't even playing it. Just from looking at it, I was like, wow, that looks like it feels like you're playing Mirror's Edge. Like very.
I only played Mirror's Edge for maybe like 10 minutes at my friend's house, and that was the first thing I thought of because you can jump and then grab the ledge and pull yourself up, and then like it reminded me straight of it.
And you know what? Even Halo's following that now.
Yeah,
They're adding
yeah.
Halo 5. They're adding the whole what do you
Like
call it?
vaulting system over.
Vaulting, exactly. Yeah, so it's cool. I mean, it's a mechanic I honestly could see being useful in any kind of first-person
Oh, yeah.
shooter.
I really like it
When games borrow from other games in creative ways, especially when they're implementing those mechanics in a brand new environment, just like Mirror's Edge, and this is a perfect example. Like Dying Light basically didn't like almost identically borrow the same game mechanics from Mirror's Edge and put it in this great. Why? What's up? Oh, really? Oh, Mike's up. We're gonna take a break.
Come back. Cut that stream. What's up?
Every time the beat drop.
Get that enthusiasm again? Oh boy.
Hey, this is Chris West Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the InRavio TV network.
Such a fun.
Hello.
Welcome back. All right. So we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. We're good. We're straight. Everything's cool. It's a lot of things that go into this. We got mics and multiple cameras, and
This very technical set behind
this
us.
big warehouse it's hard to maintain this. So excuse the inconveniences we have. But we were talking, for everyone that missed it, because apparently our mics were having some issues. We were comparing Dying Light to Mirror's Edge, because Mirror's Edge had this parkour game mechanic that is very evident in Dying Light. Looks great, feels great. I really want to play Dying Light. I'm a little tired of zombie games. Keep playing State of Decay. I keep going back to State of Decay. We've said it so many times. I can't help myself. It's the perfect game. But now, because I've actually got my PC to hijack this conversation, so I've been playing a bunch of new stuff with my new gaming PC. So it's a lot of funny older stuff that I had purchased a while ago, but hadn't had the system to run it. And now I'm playing it, and it looks like almost like current gen consoles just because of the 60 frames per second. So I'm crushing through Borderlands right now, which I never got to play, which is great. Metro 2033, which is amazing. Really good. Everyone says fantastic things about it, but really, very shocking how good that game is story-wise. It looks fantastic. The characters are great. The voice acting's a little meh. That's the only thing I had to say about it, because it's an English guy clearly doing a very bad Russian accent, and because every other character sounds great.
Yeah, I've seen some parody videos of it.
It's
I
comical.
forget the dude's name, but yeah.
It's very Resident Evil-esque in that sense, where I'm just like, it's bad, but I'm glad it's there. And then the big thing I want to play, because it's been getting a lot of attention, is Path of Exile, which is for PC. And people basically call it, they're saying it's like a spiritual successor to Diablo 2, which was like the dungeon crawling famous RPG. But it's kind of mean because they have Diablo 3. Diablo 3 exists, but Path of Exile is so good. Everyone basically says, skip Diablo 3, go to this new game. And it's free to play, and it's got this insanely deep skill bracket and items and characters and customization. And it feels almost criminal that it's free to play, because there's so much in it. It really does feel like League of Legends and Dota in the sense that it's just I can't believe it's free.
Yeah, well, I feel like the industry is kind of going in that direction. Some of these companies, and I've noticed, there's the video game industry and a lot of the major players get a lot of flack for some of their business plays and pre-orders and all this kind of stuff. But I still think that some good has come out over these past few years. Generosity from some of these developers. I mean, these free-to-play games, I know a handful of them were actually they did poorly, so they ended up becoming free-to-play.
Oh yeah, it's a bunch of MMOs like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I still find that really cool that we're able to play their games, for really nothing.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I think it's just finding that nice middle ground of microtransactions and free-to-play. Because again, the game has obviously a microtransaction system, but it really is just pushed away in the corner to you go out of your way to do microtransactions if you want to do microtransactions. They don't throw this in your face at all. There's absolutely no need to use microtransactions if you don't want to. I spent $3 or $4 because I just felt like supporting the developers, to be honest with you, because I was just I can't believe this is free. I want them to keep adding all this content they're doing to it. I can't believe it's free, so I'm just, the $3, just thank you, I guess. It's just little things I did not need in the game. Really, I know, it's not a lot, but I was just something.
Changing their bucket out on the street.
Just a cheap little thank you so much, it was really cool. But have you been playing anything new?
I have not, but I have been watching something
What have you been
new.
checking out lately?
I was talking to you briefly about Gargantia. It's an anime.
Yes, the anime.
It's an anime that came out 2 years ago, back in 2013. I really haven't watched any fresh new anime for some time now, so I was told by my cousin actually watch this particular one. 13 episodes long, 20-minute episodes.
It's a good length.
And it was fantastic. It was short and sweet, but you cared about the characters, the environment, the city that is Gargantia. It seems like a really, really cool place.
Is this a giant robot fighting?
Yes and no. Yeah, like it starts off. It's really funny because the first episode starts off like you think it's kind of like a mech, like Gundam or some kind of mech anime mech thing. You know what I mean? And they're fighting these squid things, and you're like, what the hell is this? Like, what kind of anime is this? Like, they're literally fighting space squids.
What the hell am I watching?
Yeah, there's I forget their names, but there's a name for the species. But they're fighting in space, and then some stuff happens. So you can't really judge anything by its first episode, but
Especially anime.
Especially
anime.
Exactly.
You gotta be open-minded for anime.
But by the end of the episode, it gets to a very interesting place, and you're like, okay, I want to see how this is going to develop now. And it's really cool. Basically, it's this soldier who is in the future fighting for humanity against these squids.
The squids are the best parts of me.
Well, they play a huge part, but
keep going back to the squids.
It sounds a lot cornier than it actually is. But and he goes back in time, finds out that there's these humans on this planet, it's first habitable planet that the Galactic Federation knew about or something like that. Turns out it's Earth from like. Yeah,
so Battlestar Galactica crap right there.
Yeah, it's cool. See it. Great character development. Just it's very the voice acting is very believable. It's
Netflix,
not too hokey. I actually torrented it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I torrented it. But
I'm gonna have to bleep that.
Yeah. But and even the last
You're supposed
episode.
to insinuate, not actually say it.
I know. I shouldn't have said that. But the
I might actually have to bleep that. I'm not sure.
It's 13 episodes long, but the cool thing about the anime that I loved was that the last episode, there was 2 extra episodes, and it actually was a alternate episode to like the first episode, because there's another character.
Oh, animes do that, yeah.
There's another character that the same thing happens to our main character in the beginning, and you see what happens to him in one episode at the end of the whole series.
Okay.
So it's really, really interesting, and I highly recommend it to people that just want to see a good anime. It's got really good stuff, a little bit of romance, it's good.
Ooh. Yeah, the 13th episode is a great length too, because it's just something you can easily digest. Like you have like 2 afternoons, or you have a quick vacation from work, you can binge through that anime.
Yeah.
Which is good, because a lot of anime, I feel like lengthwise, you either get like a 13, 24, or otherwise it's like 200 or something episodes. Like there is no middle ground with anime. I feel like it's either incredibly long or like painfully short in a good way, where you're just like, God, I wish there was more. But some of my favorite anime is just 20 episodes.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I think it's the least violent anime I've actually seen.
Really?
Yeah. There's still a lot of good action in it.
Sound like what I'm watching.
No, there is blood and stuff, but there's some gore, but it's not like human gore.
No, I'm just saying because the last anime I watched was like Parasite, which is incredibly gross anime.
Actually,
it's great, by the way.
There's one series that just came out. Its first episode is Gangsta. I don't know if you heard of it.
Oh, I think you posted this on our Facebook.
Yeah, I did. And it's made by the same animation studio that made Samurai Champloo.
Very cool. Oh,
So
I love that.
I'm really I'm excited to finally see it, because I'm hearing
cool.
great things about it.
Speaking of giant robot fights, because we actually brought this up on one of our other shows on the InRadio Network, the weekly show earlier this week, yesterday actually. The U.S. has officially challenged Japan to a giant robot fight. Apparently Japan built this robot, that guy right there, a couple of years ago. What's funny enough, this model is on thisiswhyimbroke.com and is buyable. You can purchase this mech for like $3.5 million or something. Runs on diesel, so you can pull it up to your local gas station. So basically they have this guy, which apparently has dual Gatling guns that shoot BBs. And they were challenged by a U.S. company that built another giant robot. I think we have a picture of it as well. That guy, that's the U.S. robot. Now, if that's not Mech Warrior, I don't know what is, because that's a perfect Mech Warrior robot.
It doesn't remind me of Mech Warrior. It reminds me of something else, and I can't pinpoint it right now.
I'm telling you, the colors are like...
It comes from a movie I've seen.
I have some insight on this whole thing.
Oh, yes,
we challenged them. They agreed. It's agreed.
It's on.
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna fight.
It's happening.
But they said that they're gonna give it like about a year to really put some work into it. When we challenged them, their video back to us was, come on, make it cooler. Like it's just, you can't just make a big robot and put a gun on it. It's very American.
I hope
I'm
That's what
sorry,
they
is
said.
that not what a giant robot is?
But
Just
there's
bigger,
walks
better
you
guns?
can activate with a glove, and it has hand. You can pick things up. So what they want to do in their mech fight versus us is actually like a fight, like beat each other up.
They've made a
They don't
horrible
wanna-
mistake.
They don't want to just do like, oh, I shoot a paint.
I really
grenade
hope.
at
They shoot BB guns.
I-
Yeah,
I know.
apparently the
We
US
shoot
one
a-
shoots paint cannons, which are like
paint
giant paintballs. Like in the video, it destroyed a car. Like these paintballs.
Yes.
I'm sorry, if that's not mistaken, that's what giant robots are. Bigger, more powerful. Like, yeah, I'm glad they're taking a year because I swear, calling it right now, the U.S. is gonna come out with some freaking American flag colored sword from like Pacific Rim, and it's just I'm gonna love it.
I hope so.
I just hope
But
they hype
Japan's
this-
got to represent because they're the nation of giant
Yeah,
robots.
no, I know. They
Ours is controlled by
originators.
2 people too.
See, oh my God, it's Pacific
It's just
Rim.
like Pacific Rim. That's why I
Rim.
thought of you, and I couldn't wait to talk
Where's
about
Charlie
this.
Hunnam?
I hope they hype this up like it's a MMA fight.
Well, BattleBots is
are.
back on ABC.
like Manny Pacquiao.
They
That
want to
show,
make this an
BattleBots.
actual. They want to make
Yeah.
this an actual thing, like
Do
where
it.
countries fight each other in giant robots.
The
dope.
Mayweather,
It's gonna be awesome.
The Mayweather fight sucked. All right, but if you had two giant robots, now that would replace boxing. Boxing's on the decline. Tell me about giant robot mechs. Bring that stuff back up, man, for real. But I think that was like I love that story. I think that's so cool.
It's
I'm
gonna be
really
awesome.
excited for that.
Yeah, I watched his response today, and
Dreams
I was
do
just
come
laughing.
true. What do I say all the time? No more zombies. Give me those mechs. More mechs, baby.
No.
But as soon as I saw that, I was like, Mech Warrior, classic, like unbelievable. But it makes sense because they make BattleBots is back on ABC now. That show, so the fighting robot scene is kind of
I miss
blowing
Sundays.
back up. What'd you what?
I missed Sunday's BattleBot.
You missed Sunday's
I
BattleBot?
did,
Well,
I
let me
know.
tell you that Rampager killed
You don't even
Ice
know.
Storm,
You shut up,
something
you don't know anything.
diesel powered, the Hemi
BattleBots
blue
is cool, quiet.
car stuff. You know that. But before we go to break, a couple more things here. San Diego Comic-Con is officially happening right now. It's going to kick into full swing this weekend. Tons of stuff happening. One of the coolest things I saw, which is really cool, was they're going to do a live performance of Telltale's The Walking Dead series. With the voice actors.
Yes.
So they're actually
Panel.
going to do you know what the Telltale Walking Dead series is? They basically it's a choose your own adventure game basically. We played it a little bit at your house.
okay.
I have it on my Kindle, but it's it tells a different story of The Walking Dead, and you basically follow this guy's story, and it's a bunch of decision-based actions. Not too much actual action in it. Like it's not like a fighting game.
Gotcha.
More it is just
There's a lot of action, but it's predetermined.
That's what I mean. It's not like you're actually controlling. It's very
Yeah.
point and click-esque, or like Mash E, or
Yeah, and it was
something
really good. I enjoyed
time-based.
the Walking Dead
Fantastic.
season 1.
So, but again, the big thing about the game was the voice acting was great. The characters were fantastic. So I'm really excited to see they put a video up eventually of it because I would love to watch that. I was really excited to see it. Very cool idea too to have that. We've got a few pictures of The Walking Dead actually, but San Diego, because New York Comic Con is great, but I feel like San Diego gets everything. Like that is the Comic Con, is San Diego Comic Con. So
I heard
it's
Bill
really
Murray's
cool.
going. Just a side note, you know. So
Of course he
his
is.
first Comic Con he's ever been to. They said.
Really?
Bill
Wait,
Murray.
who?
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray. Yeah.
They said it gets everything. It's just Bill Murray's going. So
Murray,
another,
man.
another thing to add.
You'd be surprised how many celebrities just wear a mask
Oh, yeah.
and just roam the floor
Didn't
without
Will Ferrell
security
do it?
on them. Yeah, they do
And
it all
nobody
the time.
noticed? He didn't- he
Simon
just went
Pegg
through
and
it?
Nick Frost did that. A bunch of people. But we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we got a bunch more stuff to talk about, including Google's Bizarre Deep Dream program, Telltale's Minecraft, No Man's Sky, Apple Watch stuff, and a bunch more. When we come back, stay with us.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with Enravio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Enravio TV network.
Hey, we're back live talking about video games, tech, and everything's working good now. We no technical issues. Thanks to everyone chilling with us right now, watching. You guys are awesome. If you want to chat it up, chat it up. If not, just hang out and walk. I talk to myself for hours on end.
Hang out and walk.
I'm super excited
around
to
the
be
room.
here. Just leave me alone. So we were talking about Walking Dead, San Diego Comic-Con, all that cool stuff. And we got a bunch more things I didn't get to that I want to talk about first break. Just like a fun fact, not much more to say on it than this. David Cross actually apparently was hired by Bungie to write a ton of jokes for the character of Ghost in the game Destiny. Who's the little guy that follows you around. He's voice acted by Peter Dinklage, and he's underwhelmingly funny. And I was just very surprised to hear this because apparently Bungie used 0 of the jokes. Apparently he wrote, quote, David Cross, hundreds of jokes for this character, and they didn't use one of them. Again, nothing more beyond that, just thought it was bizarre.
I know Bungie's relationship with David Cross has been since Halo 2.
Yes.
He actually did some stuff in his likeness for Halo 2, I believe. He didn't write any jokes, but he did have like a couple of voice acting roles.
Was he voicing the face of one
He
of the grunts?
he was one of the Marines. No, he was a Marine.
Oh, was he?
David Cross was one of the Marines.
Really?
Yeah, in the Metropolis level of Halo 2. Yeah, if I recall.
Wow, I got a lot.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, but I'm not surprised. Bungie just. I'm not listen, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of Bungie. I don't think it's the same company we really learned to love years ago. It's a completely different operation. I'm not surprised.
Not the same.
Yeah, but David Cross, I mean, maybe the jokes weren't funny. Who knows? I mean, David Cross is a hysterical guy. I love David Cross.
I can't imagine David Cross is like.
I can't either.
Out of the hundreds of jokes,
David
not
Cross
one
is
of
awesome.
them was funny.
Yeah, David Cross, this guy is the man.
That's what's surprising.
That guy. Yeah.
Not one of Joe's jokes was usable. Like David Cross, the comedian, didn't give one joke for you. Surprising.
And I highly recommend if anyone has not seen Mr. Show, please watch Mr.
Classic,
Show.
yeah. Mr.
Classic.
Show's great.
Absolutely.
But, just a weird, not even a fun fact, a bummer fact, because I'm like, that game probably would have been noticeably better.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Because Peter Dinklage with David Cross's jokes, that just works in my head.
I would rather just watch Mr. Show or Arrested Development at that point.
Well, I mean, then nothing new. Then nothing new would ever come out.
There's nothing that's gonna save Destiny ever. I'm sorry.
No, not now.
No.
I'm saying that would have at least been better, just because I would have loved to hear Peter Dinklage deliver David Cross jokes. I would love it if they would just release that as a YouTube video right now. There's all the jokes that David Cross didn't do.
I don't think Peter Dinklage gave a crap when he was in the recording booth.
No, he didn't. But if he had the joke, because he's got that monotone voice. I like David Cross's writing. I like Peter Dinklage as a comedic actor. I think those things would have worked out very well together.
So you like his comedy movies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like that LARPing one that he was in?
No, that movie sucked, but he was good in it. I thought he was funny.
And isn't he in Pixels coming out too?
He's in Pixels coming out. He was in Elf with Will Ferrell, and he was hysterical.
I forget Elf.
It was a very brief scene, but it was
I
really
didn't
good.
like Elf.
Anyway, so we got some pictures for this. This is this is just as creepy as it
More
is
David
interesting.
Cross?
No, Google Deep Dream is a project Google has been working on. It's an algorithm, AI apparently, that you can submit pictures and it draws upon it or builds upon it, basically. I don't know the exact specifics of it, but you submit an original picture and then it like uses other pictures from the internet through this AI to like pretty much create a dream. It's a computer dream, basically. So like, can we get that full screen? Because that would look great. So you basically submit like a picture on the one on the top, and then it basically just adds in an artistic manner photos to it. But some of the results are like nothing short of terrifying. Like
Narnia Maker?
Kinda. Like that's a Narnia Maker. Can we go to the next one? But it gets because people can submit whatever pictures they'd like. So people are just.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Yes.
Holy crap! I didn't know what it was. I just saw one picture and I'm like,
Can we
why?
make this full screen? We'll just cycle through a bunch of these pictures. They're really creepy. Yeah. So this is like there's some dogs up on the top. A lot of dogs. So you got a caterpillar dog on the top left. It's weird. It makes like this is one from Mad Max apparently, but I like it because the gun is shooting a fish. And it looks like there's two birds in the top right combined with dogs.
How do you make this? The app just does everything for
This is an algorithm. Apparently, they're basically screwing with computer AI, and this
Holy
is like their
crap.
impression of a computer dreaming.
Thank you for clarifying this for me because I saw a couple pictures like that. I'm like,
Really,
that was
really
weird.
weird. Again, this is all.
It looks awesome, though.
I'm sure you'll get a much
weird.
better explanation if you Google Google Deep Dream Project.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, it's like a kind of like robotic dreams, and they enhance these pictures, and some of them I couldn't even put up. Like there was one of Nick Cage. I didn't even know there was one of Nick Cage. I literally Googled Google Dream, Deep Dream Nick Cage because someone had to have. It's the internet. And I couldn't even put it up. It was so like, because I'm pretty sure there were some sexual organs in there, like that the computer had put in. Very bizarre. it's just, it looks like the nightmares of a crystal meth addict. Like it's absolutely crazy, but it's creepy. Computers can dream. Computers can dream now. So it's just only a matter of time till Skynet, right? Look at that. I like what you said though, Narnia Maker. It kind of
That's
feels
straight
like
up Narnia.
that. If it's anything, it's trippy.
That's what my closet looks like.
Is that what your closet looks like?
Yeah.
Your closet? That's great. When you should stop taking too many drugs. That's awful. I don't think that's it, but that's a very weird Nick Cage picture. Definitely not. Definitely
No,
not
that's
it.
not it.
But I like it. Another Telltale actually. Telltale has released a trailer officially for their official Telltale's Minecraft story mode. Telltale is doing a very similar Game of Thrones, Walking Dead story mode, choose your own adventure like we were just talking about with Minecraft. And it's pretty cool. The trailer is very interesting. It's I can't really explain it too much. It's very different, but it's also exactly what I expected in a sense, because it's just what Minecraft has no story. It's kind of up to you to deliver that kind of experience for yourself.
What pulled me into it was, first of all, I saw the trailer before I even saw any kind of feedback. Because I looked at the feedback afterwards, and it was anything but flattering. It was just people ripping this crap apart.
Well, of course, those are the Minecraft kids.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't see anything really wrong with the whole Minecraft story mode thing. I think it's a kind of cool idea, especially for these kids that like Minecraft, but it seems like it could be enjoyable for adults because Patton Oswalt, who is time and time again probably my favorite comedian, and I quote some of his stand-up all the time, but he's the main voice actor. He's the main...
Oh, nice.
The main character. So I'm excited to see where it goes with this, and just the whole idea that Telltale is just doing another story-driven game, which is what they always do, but it seems like they're non-stop busy. They're working
I see no
all
problem with that.
the time. I'm not saying that there's a problem with that. I'm just saying I can't believe how much content this developer is cranking out all the time. It seems like there's a new game coming out like every few months from these guys, a new IP, whether it's The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Jurassic Park, Minecraft, and I'm pretty Borderlands. They're doing everything.
I mean, I'm only speculating because I only know so much about game development, but I have to imagine it's a little bit easier to produce those kinds of games just because it's much more on rails,
Yeah,
it's much more predetermined. As funny as that
they have some kind of formula.
Yes.
But it seems like they make the formula just different enough.
Exactly.
It's not
series. It's different enough from a reskin because it's not like they're just reskinning it and repackaging it. It's different enough, but it's still. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they're just fixing all the things that were broken or that needed to be changed.
And The Wolf Among Us is still a series
that's a great one.
I haven't played
it's
it.
Great.
I really want to play it.
I played episode 1.
Yeah.
Because a bunch Telltale, fantastic. Once the series has been out for a little bit, they usually release episode 1 or 2 for free on every platform you can imagine. I played Walking Dead on my Kindle. The Wolf Among Us was on my iPad. Like it was just they really cater to you, and that's what's great because there's so much a system of buying more episodes, and they give you 2 episodes, and you're like, now that you're craving the story, you can go out and buy the full thing. It's a great business model, and it hooks me. I'm a sucker every time. But I felt the same way. I was like, is Minecraft story mode necessary? No. Are those books in Barnes and Nobles of Minecraft Bibles that give you like skill guides? Are those necessary? Absolutely not.
It's a cooler idea than
That's what I mean.
Than Metroid Prime Blast Ball, but our Federation Force.
Yeah, you know what though? Because I was reading not a review of some guy's impressions of it, and he said everyone hates this game because they haven't played it yet. Apparently, he was like, it's actually kind of fun. I never played it. I don't know what source this is from again. It hasn't come out yet.
And I'm not crapping on it either. I'm just saying, like,
I thought you were talking about Minecraft.
I'm more interested in Minecraft
never
story
played
game.
Minecraft.
You never played Minecraft? It's a great game. I mean, Frankie's gotten tired of it, but talk to Nolan when he gets here.
Well, like what you were saying the last time, Frankie, with No Man's Sky, and you were saying that you want a story. But you were kind of comparing No Man's Sky to Minecraft being the whole
developing your own plot,
like developing your own thing, like your own plot, your own story.
Yeah.
You said you wanted that. In that, like you would look for that. In No Man's
it's not
Sky.
necessarily that I wanted a story in No Man's Sky. I'm not necessarily asking for a story. I'm asking for some kind, and that's fine. I'm asking for some kind of cohesive gameplay mechanic or narrative where it's not necessarily story driven, but I feel like that I'm compelled to do something rather than just simply explore.
Yeah.
Just exploring gets boring after a while. You need to have some kind of real purpose. I want to see how how the world just comes together and what you could do in it, and see if the gameplay at its core is what really is going to be fun about it, rather than just the exploration.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I know there's currency, so there's got to be a reason for that.
Wait, what?
There's currency in it.
Well, they're going to have a
There's reason
market.
for that.
Yeah, they're going to have that.
Buying,
Yeah.
selling system.
Yeah,
is
and
necessary.
if it is true co-op, you know, I would probably definitely love it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I really want more out of my games than anything. Is it's a lasting cooperative experience. You know, if it's a single player game, it really needs to to stand on its own.
Honestly, this game is promising so much. I could absolutely see them going to an extent where it's just like you create almost in your sense your own missions or your own campaigns. Like you, again, all speculation, but you discover a planet because you can do that, and then you immediately become like the owner. Like when you travel to that planet and enter the atmosphere, that it's this picture of Nicolas Cage as a baby.
Dude, I can't even look over there. It's on there. It's been on there.
Yeah.
It's really distracting.
It hasn't been taken off.
As long as I've been there.
Yeah.
It's
You're
been
like,
on
you
there
didn't
for a
see
while.
that.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you for that.
I haven't been able to look over that way.
Is that what you haven't been talking?
I did. I can't
Just staring at that baby Nicolas Cage,
did.
like, oh my god.
I heard them laugh when they put it on.
Here's another thing too. I don't see any creation in No Man's Sky. There's no creation.
Not yet.
Except
I haven't
for
seen anything.
We've
I
only
mean,
seen very little, in
which
all
makes me
honesty.
suspicious. Like
He's promising a lot. Like there was a GIF, and it was like, and it said in this GIF, "This is No Man's Sky. Every point of light you see is a solar system you can explore." And the video
Right.
went on for 45 seconds of a fast zoom out, just showing
No, yeah, I've seen it
billions.
before.
Yeah, and it's just, I really hope so. 'cause
Yeah,
they're promising something
it's
amazing.
obvious. It's obviously from a technical standpoint they're doing it. I mean, this isn't Peter Molyneux here who's promising this incredible Fable experience, and we're not getting even half of it.
Yeah, well,
You know,
so dope, but it's a different
I'm just curious. It's the same thing I said last episode. I need to see more about No Man's Sky for me to get sincerely hyped about it.
I'm pretty excited, but-
because I haven't been as excited for a game as I have. Bloodborne was really the last game that I was super hyped about. There's really no other game I'm hyped about right now except for Halo 5 for like competitive reasons, really.
Halo,
But-
Fallout 4?
Yep.
Nothing?
Well, Fallout 4, I'm hyped for in a different way. I don't know. I'm really excited for Fallout 4.
That's
but
like
I'm,
my number one looking forward
No,
to game
listen,
right now,
Fallout
to be
4 is
honest.
my number one right now too, but I'm like very, very
Number one.
laid back about it. You know, Halo 5 I'm like itching to play. Because I haven't
We
played.
will see.
Yeah.
Me and 343,
How? What did they do?
Because I,
Halo 4
I didn't enjoy Halo 5.
Halo 4, you
4,
mean?
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Same
Halo
thing.
4.
See, I forgot the name.
Halo 4 was lackluster in many ways, but you know, if they're going back to the Halo 2 style, which they are, they're touting as Halo 5 is going to be the next competitive experience in Halo, just like Halo 2, then that's all they really got to say and pull off. And it seems like they've already pulled it off from the beta. So
People
Halo
tout.
2 was the only one I ever played.
What?
Halo 2 was the only one I played.
And it was the best one.
Yeah, it really was.
I think
That's
so.
what I hear all the time. Everyone
Yeah.
always says, well, like they all get hyped over all these Halo games. Every single time I've seen my friends get it, they're like, well, yeah, it was good, but like it wasn't like
Wasn't
Halo 2.
Halo 2.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm glad I was just the only one that I've ever played.
No
then.
multiplayer FPS will ever be Halo 2 online. Like, 'cause that game was just, that's the reason I got Xbox Live, like, was to play that.
Me too.
And I
That's
was
the
like, oh,
only
you can play
reason I
other
ever got
games
it.
online? Okay, that's a bonus.
I'll tell you what though, Halo 5 is going to be pretty damn close.
I hope, I really do. Because I love the Halo series. I'm just looking for a reason to get back into it. That's all I'm saying. Because I liked Reach. I didn't like Halo 3. Halo 4 was lackluster to me. Honestly, Halo 2 and ODST were like the two, just, oh, God, great.
I'm just thinking my PlayStation. Though,
Yeah.
so.
Campaign though is the only thing I'm kind of concerned about. I really hope they pull off a really good
Well, that's the
campaign.
big one for me, 'cause I care about
Halo
campaign more
4's
than
campaign
multiplayer.
I thought was boring as hell.
Oh, it was so boring.
It was really
ridiculous.
boring.
We're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, got lots more to talk about, including the Apple Watch, a little bit more about No Man's Sky, and a couple other things. So stay with us. Back in a couple minutes.
Hey, I'm Raoul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Merch Weller. We're some of the Proto Men. If we see you without this bracelet, you get punched in the But if you have this bracelet from nradio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the InRavio TV network.
Hey, we're back, coming to you live from the radio studios. It is 7:40, and we are talking about video games, tech, everything you love. A little bit of information. I want to continue about No Man's Sky just a little bit. We have some very cool pictures of it because the game is gorgeous. So far, people are getting complaints about the game right now. A few of them are, one, obviously, that there's a lack of story, which, again, based off of one of our viewers said, the last show, apparently, someone clapping, apparently, the developer is going to wait a year after release to actually start delivering some form of campaign or story based on it. So apparently we are going to get a little bit of the
When
story.
is it released? I was
The
reading
release of the
something
game?
like
Is there an official
this,
release for the game?
I read something today like this year.
Really?
Talking about, but I don't know. I mean, I just that
I
was just
have
something
not been
fast I
following closely
skimmed
enough.
through.
Yeah, that's yeah. And another complaint was that none of all the planets look the same, but they look different to me.
All the planets?
That's shocking. Yeah, I mean,
What
the
they're saying they all-
environments are way too similar. Like, yeah, you got.
Well, I think they're talking about like the brightness and the colors and everything, because everything I've seen so far has been like greens and pinks and
We've barely
blues, but-
seen enough of the game. to
Yeah,
really
yeah,
There's
judge.
a lot of gameplay footage released of
Yeah.
it. We've barely seen a lot of what can be done, but there's tons of gameplay showing the environments and like the what everything looks like. And I don't know how any of these planets look the same. Yeah, you know what it is? Everyone complains that there's too much color and then there's not enough color, and it's outrageous to me.
I don't care as long as it delivers what it's supposed to. I mean, I'm gonna love it. Like
I think it's gorgeous.
It's little
Nailed it.
things though about it. Like I read today like I was talking to you before about the currency. They were saying how so many different things are gonna cost so many different prices. So like what I'm saying is you can just land on one planet and let's say you find some element. And then you go to some other planet and you get some other element and you decide that you want to try and combine them. He said he has no layout for what could be combined. So you have to figure out everything on your own, and then you might make this awesome element that you can go sell at like another planet or another universe. He said even if you wanted to just never go to a planet and just float the sky, you can go to one marketplace, buy something, and then at another universe somewhere else, it'll be worth X amount more dollars.
See, I'm hoping that
Or
there's more.
whatever the currency might not be dollars. I have no idea.
I'm hoping there's more to the threats you face than just the century of the planet.
Yeah.
You know, or the guardians of the planet. I want to, see what they're going to do with that rather than just having these same basic robots and ships come down and attack you.
Well, they've confirmed PvE and PvP. So there will be
Okay.
player versus player elements in it. Again, we don't know specifically how that will be implemented, but we know that it is confirmed according to the developers. And again, they're promising so much. Apparently, No Man's Sky has no definite release date yet, but it is expected to come out before the year ends. So
Yes,
you're right
yeah,
about that.
I was-
Wow. They are promising a whole lot with a very...
That's what I was thinking. That's what I said today when I saw that. I was like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
boy.
I didn't see enough of it yet.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm excited. Again, it's so hard to like the whole era now where you just don't pre-order everything and just wait for the game to come out and then to accurately form your own decisions on it. And it's so hard not to hop on that hype train. I'm trying so hard to
pre-order.
watch myself.
What, from pre-ordering stuff?
Yeah.
Making sure you get... My
Not
cousin,
even that.
it
It's
was
just-
funny because my cousin was talking to me the other day. He goes, yeah, the guy at GameStop was like, oh, pre-order it. And he's like, well, what's the difference? He's like, well, it'll be $5 cheaper. I was like, the only reason it's going to be $5 cheaper is because
you
it from
put
you
$5.
right now. He's like, oh, is that really it? I was like, that's seriously, that's
Well,
what
when
he's
I
trying
He
to
almost
do
got
to
you.
He almost got
When
you
I
there.
used to work at GameStop,
Yeah,
really,
talk to Frankie. He's an ex-employee.
yeah, when I used to work at GameStop, the big thing with the pre-orders is that a lot of people would actually forget they put the $5 down.
Really?
Oh, totally, absolutely, because not everybody that pre-orders isn't necessarily a big gamer that is gonna mark their calendar. Hey, this is when the game's coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are just gonna pre-order just for the sake of a good salesmanship. I used to get so many different pre-orders from people, and maybe I wouldn't say half, but a lot of the people wouldn't really come back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so that's really the biggest thing with pre-orders.
I didn't know people
Yeah,
forgot about
well,
it.
that's the
I've
thing.
pre-ordered like maybe 2 games, and I've always
I've
been
forgotten
there to get
pre-orders before.
Yeah.
What's great about GameStop is they will harass you like over and over again, going like, "Hey, we still
yeah.
have your $5." Like, to an extent where I'm just like, all right, just freaking keep it. Like, I don't care anymore. Just stop calling my house. Like, keep your $5.
I don't think we did that. I think we did
That- I had a
$5.
GameStop.
No, I think sometimes the $5 we were told not even to like tell.
I pre-ordered GameStop.
Throwing GameStop under the
if I'm not mistaken, I pre-ordered Skyrim from GameStop, and I never picked it up. And I left my $5 there for like 2 months, and I got at least like 4 or 5 phone calls saying that I had missed, saying that they had my $5. And I finally got the last one. It's like, we're gonna keep it unless you call us. And I was just like, God forbid.
Well, they can't.
What? Keep the $5?
They can't
Where's it
keep
gonna
the
go?
$5.
They're just gonna burn it? Like,
Oh
This
no, no,
goes
no.
to no
I
one.
thought you meant they were gonna like take it from you. Like they can't do that.
no, I mean they had it.
Yeah.
So they already had my money.
I know.
And they're just
it's
like,
the
we're
way
not gonna
you-
give
it's-
it back to you.
It's the way you worded it. I thought the GameStop
Oh,
was
yeah.
just stealing
We're
your
taking
blind.
this.
We're
Yeah.
taking
This
this
is
money.
mine.
Or not like that idea of them just burning my money. Like, well, no one gets it. That'd be a great
That's
system.
what basically a lot of people that pre-order do.
Well, I'm saying the $5 doesn't just disappear. Like, it doesn't just go to the government. Like,
Yeah.
but we got a couple more things to talk about. This isn't a big surprise. I just thought it was hysterical. Apple Watch sales have decreased 90% since its initial release the first month.
I forgot there was an Apple Watch.
90%. And apparently the big thing is people are finding it impossible to justify it. Like the price for this device that does very little right now. And because it's not a standalone device, you still need an iPhone, there's no, I mean, with the iPad, it had very little like necessities to it when it first came out, but Apple Watch is there's just nothing on it that you could justify, like to get it, especially for the price tag. If it was $200, we'd be talking about a totally different story.
I don't even know how much
But
it is.
it's absurd. If you can look it up, how much the Apple Watch costs, I don't know. But
I'm
it's
gonna
absurd.
sound super old-fashioned, but I'd rather just have a watch that just tells the time. And that's it.
You need a watch.
Yeah, just
It's
like-
a cell
I love my
phone.
regular watch.
Yeah,
It's like an
unless
Apple
for like
Watch.
fashion
like just an
purposes.
accessory. I don't want to have this thing on me all the time.
No, because I like smart technology. I like the idea of wearing tech. Like that's going to be whether you like it or not, that is going
I'm
to be
not
the
a fan.
future. That's going to be the future. That's like saying years ago, it's like I'm never going to get a smartphone. You're going to get one eventually. You have to get a smartphone.
Well, that's different. That's the phone.
No, but I'm saying I could
I'm talking about
absolutely
wearing
see
it. I don't want to wear my
I'm
technology.
saying wearable tech, especially with the headsets now and the Google Glass, that we're only heading further in that direction. It's about $400, and that's the base price too, if I'm not mistaken. You can get like gold wristbands and crap for it or something, or just absurd like the sapphire glass on it, or I don't know, like they make up like terms from Game of Thrones. But 90%, that's big. That's very bad. Like, I mean, the iPad decreased because, of course, there's going to be a bit of a decline because those Apple freaks are done buying it. Like, they have to have their device the day it comes out. But, like, oh my God, like,
Apple freaks.
Honestly, anyone that sees the Apple Watch, the Motorola 360 is an Android smartphone that is fantastic. I guarantee you've seen it. It's the big circle one that people, a lot of the times, they'll modify it to have the Fallout Pip-Boy screen.
I haven't seen any of these things you're talking about.
It's
I haven't
awesome.
seen any of these watches.
It's a smartwatch. It's bigger, but it's Android-based. Like people literally run like Windows desktop on it. Like that's the cool part. It's totally independent and it makes sense. It's way cheaper and it's open source. You can actually do stuff with it on your own, not have to pay for like a $20 Instagram app. But they are actually releasing support for iOS very soon. So anybody looking for that stuff that actually is interested in smart tech, wait a little bit. Because I'm telling you right now, this watch is the epitome of smartwatches right now, and I want that Pip-Boy. Like I said, I want to pre-order Fallout 4 so I can get that plastic Pip-Boy, put my cell phone in it, take my money. I know
Whatever
it's a
you
gimmick.
say.
I know it's cheap. I know it's easy. I know I'm a sucker. But they got me. They got me. It's a Pip-Boy. Like, come on. And you can put your phone in
It's
it.
a pretty cool idea.
I think we talked about it. It's like, could you actually see yourself like putting your phone in it and live in the game, putting your controller down?
Exactly.
I can't.
That's the
I
weirdest
can't.
thing. I can't. No.
It's so
no
cool.
Way, no way in hell.
That stuff is so. Because I remember like back in the day, I think it was like Gran Turismo for like PS2. You could sync up your PSP, and you could use your PSP as a rear view mirror. So it's like, you look up in the game in your rear mirror, it would serve.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm 100% serious. My cousins played it like that, and it was amazing. Like, no reason for it. It's so impossible to justify, but it was just really cool. Like,
Just why not?
it was
why not?
absolutely, it was a why not. But it's the more and more I played it, I was just like, this is immersive. It's cool. I know it's gimmicky to an extent, but anytime you're using like third-party equipment, that's why the Wii U excited me so much when they first announced it, because I was like, I like the idea of that screen using augmented reality.
I'll
with
tell
the
you
console.
what.
Like, it's
I'll tell
very
you what.
cool.
If they did Fallout 4 with the Oculus Rift,
they will, absolutely will.
and you could look down, and you could see your Pip-Boy or your phone attached to your wrist
That'd be
with
cool.
the app, and you could see it, through the Oculus Rift, and you have that physical thing on your wrist just to be able to touch it. then I think that would be really, really
Well,
cool.
that'd be difficult because they don't have actual finger controls right now. Well, they do, but they're very glitchy and hugely expensive and very like open source. Controllers for the Oculus
you're
Rift.
right. But you see
the
what I'm
coolest
getting at.
one
You
right
see what I'm
now
getting at.
I mean,
is
that'd be
what?
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Oh,
would be,
great.
it would be
Yeah.
phenomenal.
They
but-
exist. It's just I don't think they have
It'd be so
consumer
weird
ready.
too. You feel that you're touching this thing, you know,
Yeah.
through the. Oh, jeez.
Well, that's like what they're doing currently with the Oculus Rift right now, and like the Valve's headset, where with the Oculus Rift, the final product will actually come with cameras that you put in your home, and supposedly, again, grain of salt.
Go on.
A grain of salt, because I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but because they released the user manual got leaked online for the Oculus Rift, or whatever the final product is, Crystal Cove or some crap. And so they have cameras that you set up in your house. They show the grid you have to make up, and it sounds like you use it for the point of it establishes 3D boundaries in your world relative to where actual things are in your house. So it kind of solves that issue of, oh, I like virtual reality, but unless someone's there making sure I don't bump into crap, I can just walk into stuff. This will set up like a 3D wall in your game according to where your actual wall is, so that you see this wall, you're getting closer to it, better not try and run through it, because there's actually a physical wall there.
It's cool.
And I think the Valve headset's doing something very similar without the cameras, because their headset, if you see a picture of it, actually has multiple cameras on the outside of it. So you have your actual main goggles, but it has sensors on the outside. Kind of like mocap, but native, like actually built to the device. Virtual reality is exciting the hell out of me right now. It really is getting to that
I'm
cool
definitely more
extent.
into it now than I was even a year ago.
I think we've hit a point where it's like, because the 1990s,
Like it's actually happening.
the 1990s had that kind of virtual reality period where it was like you go to the arcade and it was all polygons, and half the arcades, the virtual reality from the 90s, like you didn't even control anything. It was just they gave you a gun. They were
Hurt
like,
your
this is
eyes.
cool, right?
It just hurt.
It hurt. It was very like
rough.
what was it?
It was very
The,
sharp.
the Virtual Boy, like remember Nintendo Virtual Boy? You had to
yeah.
get on your knees and stare at this thing and it made your eyes bleed. Great game, great game. But I think what you're saying with that is we've hit a point now where it's like, are we in that 1990s? This is a gimmick, or is this actually happening now? And we've definitely crossed that
We've hit a
threshold.
point where we see that
Yeah.
the thing's progressing enough that it's actually a liable. It's actually an option.
Yeah.
Now it's not like a fad like the Wii Stick Waggle or
Wii Stick Waggle?
or like using. Remember how much motion controls?
What's the waggle though?
Using a Wiimote, dude.
I don't know what waggle is.
A waggle? It's
I'm just not even
Does
figuring
nobody
out.
know this?
like the word
Nobody know
waggle.
what waggle means?
I thought it was a Nintendo accessory because it sounds like.
Oh
one.
no!
But
No,
when
it's
you
when you
waggle or
waggle.
something.
It's an action.
Have you ever heard
when
the word waggle? Is that a real word?
When you waggle a freaking
No,
Wiimote.
wiggle.
Waggle. No, waggle. You waggle it. You waggle. Are we Googling waggle?
Are we gonna Google waggle? Just,
like
if it's
bad
Urban
things are gonna
Dictionary,
come
that
up.
doesn't count. Okay.
All right. Well, I've heard you waggle the Wiimote. All right. So waggling Wiimotes connect. Microsoft
Oh,
like motion
crap,
controls.
I almost cursed.
I told you.
What's the definition? I can't even read it. What does it say? That's not a real. I don't believe you. That's not in
No,
Webster's.
Bonnie's to wobble or shake, especially while in motion. Gee. Thank you, Bonnie.
Just because it's a real word doesn't mean it's not a stupid word, okay? Because I legitimately thought it was a word Nintendo made up, like Crayola made purple. Like, oh, the Wii U waggle. Like, you waggle when you play.
So did I.
We need to actually Google that to make sure. Nah, so yeah.
Anyway, yes.
You got
virtual
a
reality is
dictation.
going in a better direction than those things.
Very excited, and I think right now, as far as because you have it's really exciting the different ones they have because the Sony Morpheus is strictly running on the PS4. So you have a PS4, you get the Sony Morpheus. Oculus Rift, you need. I think the last time I heard, the specifications were you needed around $1,000 gaming rig to properly run the consumer version of Oculus Rift. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the Valve headset is going to be very similar in those specifications because Valve is such a PC company. So it's cool to see that we're getting those different types of virtual reality headsets because for a short time I was kind of worried that we'd get in this monopoly kind of virtual reality in a very small extent, like because one headset is clearly going to come out on top in the end, like it's going to be the most dominant virtual headset. But at least we'll have headsets dedicated to different purposes, like Microsoft HoloLens, which is augmented reality, not technically virtual reality. And you have the Oculus and Valve headset, which will be for PC gaming. And I'm sure, I heard talks about the Oculus Rift making a partnership with Microsoft. Since they already had that deal with their controller, the consumer version of every Oculus Rift will come shipped with an Xbox One controller. Again, hold off a little bit because they are already working on an official Oculus controller that apparently was demoed at E3 and is just fantastic.
What's coming out of Comic-Con right now? Because we really didn't
San Diego
talk about
Comic-Con has got, like you said before, the Walking Dead spinoff is getting some attention. I know you know nothing about this, actually, last time I checked. Yeah.
No.
So Fear the Walking Dead is going to be a spinoff of the Walking Dead series that they were actually showing a little bit at San Diego. I can't think of the actor's name is offhand, but they're two very predominant actors. I'm very big fans of them, so it's going to be quality acting at least. So apparently this is going to be a prequel, in a sense, to the Walking Dead series, taking place at least starting during when the apocalypse is first breaking out. So like Rick is in that coma during the whole thing happening. Yeah. Apparently that's where Fear the Walking Dead starts, all the way in LA. So that's where the prequel standalone.
And the original Walking Dead takes place.
Atlanta, or in the at least in that general vicinity. The first city they go to is Atlanta. Okay. So this is going to take place way different part of the country, different time. But apparently, what's exciting was because they were giving little hints and secrets about this series, that they say the time frame of the show is going to be much faster than The Walking Dead. So we're going to see time go way quicker in the series, like jumping forward in time. And they said that it's a possibility that these characters would at some point intercept with a certain main cast of characters. So that's the possibility that these new set of characters could at some point in the series at least cross roads with the original crew, which would be great. Like I love that. Do you watch Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this.
You stopped watching at a certain season.
Yeah.
Which one was that? You didn't make it to the farmhouse, or you were in the middle of the farmhouse season?
No. I stopped.
That was a brutal.
I quit after season 3. The finale of season 3, when there was supposed to be this huge climax that all the viewers were just expecting.
What was this again? What was it?
It's between the governor. It's the first season of the governor.
Oh yeah.
So it's with the governor and Rick's side crew, whatever, and you were expecting this big event to happen, and he just shows up and he drives away, and I was just like, that's it. Screw this series. I'm done with this. Season 2 was just pure garbage to me. Season 3 was building up to be something better, and it just ended up being garbage, in my opinion. So
that was the governor's season.
I dropped off.
When the governor does come back.
He does come back, but I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
Honestly,
I didn't care.
Too. I was like, really? We get him again?
If a series has one subpar season, like season 2 of The Walking Dead, I believe, then okay, I'll give it another shot. But season 3 still didn't fare too much better with me. So, with that said, what I have seen from The Walking Dead since I've just stopped watching it since season 3, I've liked. I've seen a few episodes here and there. I believe the last episode I saw was at a friend's house, and I think it was Chris's house or something. And it was maybe the last season that aired, and it was an episode from there, and I was compelled. I was actually like, wow, this seems a lot more exciting than The Walking Dead that I was last viewing.
It really does get back into the swing. But that being said, there was still a bunch of flaws in it. Like it wasn't like you were like, damn, I missed it right when stuff picked up, because it dips and dives. It definitely dips and dives.
And that's the thing. I really don't enjoy when series do that.
Yeah.
I realize it obviously depends on consistency, who's working on the show at the time. Luckily Breaking Bad was one of the shows that was great from beginning to end. Because it had the consistency, it had Vince Gilligan working on the whole thing. But it's like even Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was kind of dipping a bit, I thought, last season.
What?
Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, the season was slow.
The season was.
I keep thinking about Hard Home.
There was some silly crap in Game of Thrones
right.
season 5 that I thought was like very out of character for the show.
When you mentioned the last season of Game of Thrones, my head goes directly to the Hard Home episode. So I almost forget how slow the early. Because that was smart of them, because they threw in Hard Home and they're like, wasn't this a great season? And everyone's like, it was great, because you forget. Like the first, like 10 episodes beforehand was
Sand Snakes, which
what a
was
build-up,
terrible.
just to be a letdown.
Yeah,
and it's very similar to Walking Dead,
but
when
that's
they introduced
my
the
point.
wolves.
Yeah,
I've never watched
Walking Dead.
No.
Well, I mean, in the Walking Dead series, they have the wolves come out because they have the W's on all the walkers.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, these guys are gonna be badass. These guys are gonna be badass. Everyone that watches the comics are like, these guys are crazy. Like they're really dangerous.
Yeah.
And then they get beat. 2 of them get like destroyed by one character in the first scene they're in. I'm just like, how can you hype these guys up to be such badasses and then just destroy them like so easily they instantly meet them? Like, how can you possibly?
Something I want to mention that at a Comic-Con that I've heard. I've not been following Comic-Con right now. I know it's kind of like you said that the main.
The weekends are usually the hot spots right now.
The one thing I have heard, it's Halo related, is that I think 343 released at Comic-Con already the next Warzone multiplayer map. Because Warzone is being touted as like the
I
next.
saw that, yeah.
You did, yeah.
Halo,
Warzone's
yeah,
the next multiplayer mode for Halo 5.
Yep.
And they're really promoting it, and they're promoting the next map, and they promoted it through Mega Bloks. So you actually don't see it yet in the game, but they did it through the block version, and they have like a setup at
Is that what it
Comic-Con
was?
right now.
I just saw because I saw a picture.
That's the new map.
Online.
But here's the interesting
But-
part, and Kyle, you'll enjoy this, is that the new Warzone map is based off the Silent Cartographer from Halo 1.
Ooh.
So
It's a good map.
I'm happy they're taking.
It's a really good map.
Yeah, but especially for 12
And they made
on
it
12.
bigger, right?
That's great.
They made it
What?
like so much. It's apparently the biggest map that they've had
The
so far
Silent
in Halo.
Cartographer is one of the
That's
most
a big map.
notorious maps in
Yeah.
Halo from campaign.
Oh, that leading cutscene is famous when you're
Oh,
in the
it's
back
beautiful.
of the Pelican.
It's like D-Day. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
epitome of a D-Day Halo
in
scene,
Halo,
pretty
yeah,
much,
exactly. But
on
so
beach.
it's cool they're using that as inspiration for a large-scale multiplayer Halo. So
So
I
it's
thought
gonna
that
be
was
the
really
same
cool.
size as the original.
No. I
Silent
doubt it's gonna be.
Cartographer.
No. Here's the thing.
No, it almost annoying.
No.
You
It's
could
silent.
lose 12 people so easily.
Right. It's Silent Cartographer inspired. So because Warzone is a 12 on 12 multiplayer game type, it's going to be big, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be as big as the entire Silent Cartographer, Silent Cartographer level. You know, I just thought it was really cool that they released that piece of information through Mega Bloks. Because this isn't the first time that 343 did that through Mega Bloks. They released like earlier in the year like new Forerunner enemies and vehicles through Mega Bloks. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. So it's just another thing to look forward to.
Interesting. You got to have that
Yeah.
interesting promotion. Like I said, I mentioned a bunch of times, but one of the most creative pieces of self-promotion I saw was the game Bloodborne giving away free copies in Sweden to anybody that donated blood.
Yeah,
Like
how
I
cool
just
is that?
love that. Like
Yeah.
it's just, especially in this
That's
time.
definitely one of
of-
the coolest things I've heard.
Yeah, it's just
create.
we live in a really cool time where because we're constantly being bombarded by ads and marketing and advertisements and things like that. But we're at least in a time period where people can at least attempt to do it creatively. Like we're at least like a silver lining is at least we're getting really creative forms of this advertising, like the Mega Bloks and this donate your own blood and stuff. So I really appreciate when I see that. Like I think a couple of years ago, I forget what game it was, but it ended up being terrible. But it was about hell or demons or something.
Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno, and they hired a group. What's up, Big Yella? You came in really late, man. Damn you.
It's our last show too.
What's wrong with you, man? We'll be back next
No,
Thursday.
it's really not.
But I really appreciate like Dante's Inferno. They hired like a group of fake religious zealots to protest the game,
Crazies.
and I'm like that was just really cool. Like I don't think they tried to even like hide the fact. I think they were telling people.
They got a
upfront,
lot
like,
of
they got crap
backlash for that.
But I
Yeah.
don't think they were trying to hide the fact like
that
make it-
they were got a
it
work
was
on.
off. I think that was the point where it's like, guys, this is an advertisement basically. But we gotta go. Thank you so much for joining us. There's news, No Man's Sky news on IGN. Go check it out then. We'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at radio.com/. Why is everyone joining the chat now?
I know what the.
Hey Frank, what up, baby?
What's up,
baby?
Yeah, we'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at radio.com/gaming or
iDrift.
twitch.tv/Chainsaw Academy. Thank you so much for joining us, Big Yella and iDrift. We'll see
No,
you
it's
guys
not
next
our last
week.
show.
Join earlier next time.